Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maximum Libertarian right here on the YouTube. So, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and what should they do?
Smash that and like button. And when you do that, share that shit.
Absolutely. Like it and share it. I'm Brian with Maximum Libertarian. And
Obviously, I'm Dean.
Say it again.
I'm obviously Dean.
All right, there you go. That's Dean with Maximum Libertarian also. And if you don't know already, he's running for House of Delegates. Please go. There's his information. Go there. Go to his Facebook page. Share it with anyone you know in the 19th District here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And even if you don't live in Virginia, you know, the Republicans and Democrats like to get outside funding. We'll take it too.
You can just see some of those issues there: repeal the red flag laws, cut regulations on farmers, the fair tax, support small businesses, and election reform. Because obviously they screw us over any chance they will get.
Absolutely. So what's the big news today, Dean?
Crypto.
Yes, correct. Crypto. And let's pull up the story right now. I was going across the internet and look at here. Washington is rushing to regulate crypto, and it's a mess. So when you go down in the story, you can just see how they don't have no clue of what they're going to do, of how they're going to regulate it. All they know is they want to get their dirty little grubby hands on
your money
that you have put into it. Yes.
They want to take your money and use it for their purpose. With the crooked government that gets your special interest money. They love special interest money.
So as you know, the United States dollar is backed up by absolutely nothing except the good faith of this wonderful country of ours. The country is great. It's the government. I should say the government. And that's a bad thing. So in turn, people are looking for other places to put their cryptocurrency. Do you by chance have any crypto, Dean?
I actually do not. I've highly considered doing it. Just haven't got around to it yet.
You know, I think it's a good thing. I honestly think more, obviously, we're not financial experts. Otherwise, we'd be in a studio. But
no shit.
Let's just say I think when it comes to crypto, people should be looking to where they should put their money, because I think with the inflation that's coming, with the shortage in food that is coming, gas, things of that nature, they better be looking at alternatives to how they can keep their wealth, how they keep themselves safe and sane in a world that's about to become very troubled. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if you keep on going down in the story, this just talks about how the FCC or the SEC, IRS, they all want to get their, like I said, their little grubby hands on it. And it's unclear when Congress might pass legislation on the crypto industry. These agencies could have a major impact on the industry, how the industry operates, yet key agencies still lack permanent heads, and future appointments could shift regulatory strategies considerably. So if you go down here, it talks about crypto exchanges. One big question is who's going to be responsible for regulating cryptocurrency. SEC, Gensler, in his recent remarks, said he has concerns about manipulation and reviewing how to regulate crypto exchanges. Now, you know, one interesting thing that, you know, just sometimes just by someone's words, as you saw with Elon Musk taking Tesla and saying, you can't buy a Tesla with Bitcoin because it's so bad against the environment. Even though the way his car is made is bad for the environment. But that's a whole nother story. You know, absolutely. Just by him saying that, it completely swung Bitcoin. What do you think about that, Dean?
Absolute garbage. They just love taking any way they can screw us. I mean, if you want to go to a digital dollar, well, the dollar means jack shit anymore. It's worth a penny, if that. It's going to be worth nothing soon.
That's what I'm afraid of. And now, if we just jump over here, and it says the Fed this summer will take another step in developing a digital currency. The Federal Reserve will release a research paper this summer that explores a move to centralize to a central digital bank digital currency. China is doing it, and I believe they outlawed the use of Bitcoin or
Yep, I heard that
cryptocurrency.
too.
But the Chinese people can still use it. They just have to use an offshore exchange. But it's the way China is set up. When they're ready, they're just going to shut it down anyway, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So, I mean,
I'm just trying to find some interesting things we talk about right after this. I just want to, expose people. So
the thing here is is that with like I said, the dollar is already not backed by absolutely
pretty much
nothing.
shit.
So I don't understand why we're making a cryptocurrency. Here's another article from CNBC. Wall Street banks brace for digital dollars as the next big disruptive force. The idea of us being all in a cashless society is, I think, very nerve-wracking to me because one of the big things about that is they would be able, especially when it comes to a central, like right now, Bitcoin, I can trade with anybody, you can trade with anybody,
Yep.
and no one can say this or that. But the second that they start doing the digital dollars that way, they get to dictate how we spend our money. So if they say today the American Legion or VFW or AMVETS, we'll just use them, they'll say they're a terrorist organization because they're military veterans or whatever, supporters of the military. They will say,
Of course.
do not spend your money there. So they're not going to allow the digital currency to be traded or sent to them. Just as banks are doing with guns, I think some banks won't allow transaction with guns, sales or ammo sales. And
Anything they can get their grimy little hands on.
I think I personally think you need to be into. I don't have it. I've got a little cryptocurrency, not a lot, but I also think what you should be doing is also diversifying your funds into different things. And once again, go find someone who's smarter than me and look into like gold, silver, actual things that you can hold. And I see nothing wrong with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. I actually like the idea, even though it's like an airplane to me. I understand how an airplane flies. I just don't get it. When I was on a submarine, yeah, I understood how this massive piece of metal was floating in the water. I just don't get it why it's still staying buoyed, above the water when we were in port. So that was the big topic that I wanted to talk about. Is I wanted to bring people's attention, and please go to these articles that are listed in the description below and read them. This talks about cryptocurrency. It talks about these are 3 articles. And finally, I know Elon Musk, who we spoke about just a second ago, he made a big stink and he dropped the value of Bitcoin down to $30-some thousand. Well, where does he believe Dogecoin is going to go? Because that's the joke coin that was made out of a meme. And he has made the comment that he does not believe or that he has not sold any of his Dogecoin. Right here, it says here, late last week, suggested cryptocurrency Dogecoin could be upgraded to rival Bitcoin. Let's hope it does. And continues to signal his support of the meme-based digital token. How much will the Doge In the window, Musk posted to Twitter alongside an image of a Shiba Inu dog, a dollar bill. So look at that.
$1 bill, y'all.
And so it's going to be doubling what the current price is of 40 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, go buy your Dogecoin and ride it to the moon. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's about it that I wanted to talk about, because I just truly believe that with
I just want to go over some, where's your money? We'll call them crypto. We can talk about where your money's going to.
okay.
I just want to keep going with this because your money is just going out the door. So we'll start with who Andrew Rose is running against. You gonna pull that up? I have the VPAP up here. Oh, look what it is. $30,000 from the Republican Party of Virginia. United Company, and these are just some higher end things. Betting on Virginia jobs seems to stick their nose in everybody's business anymore. Some high end people, but the Republican Party is just dumping money into him. So we'll go to the next one. Let me pull that one up. I'm just showing you if you're in Virginia, what your money's going to. That we're going to have.
That's not your money. That's an individual's money.
Oh yeah, but it's these.
And I want to make it clear. I would never shame an individual if they want to give. Once again, I would open up the thing where I would allow, if someone wanted to come in and give you $1 million, I'd allow you to have someone can donate $1 million.
You got to see what's on. So here's another one. This is even sad. So I showed you a Republican, right? So here we go with a Democrat, and you would think, this is I believe in William, one of our guys running for delegate in his district. Here's the Democrat. Dominion Energy gave Democrat money, so it's just not Republicans, and I'll show you in a minute. AFL-CIO, Democratic Party of Virginia, Appalachian Power, and the list goes on. Dental Association. I don't know what it is with dental people giving money to these people, but it is what it is. So go over to, let's see. I'm trying to find the one going against. Next one's going to be the one going against Joe Pascal. So let's pull him up. I think it's that one. Let me double check. So not as much going there, but the Republican Party put $14,000 in there. The Colonial Trust PAC put $5,000 and $500 from the House Republican Campaign Committee. So the Republicans are funding him. So we start going into other people that are a little bit closer to here, and it gets sadder. It gets sadder. And I'm going to actually compare. There's going to be a Republican primary in the 22nd. And I'm going to show you something very interesting. So I'm going to share that. And this is Cathy Byron, which is going to go against Izzy Knight for the Republicans. Hold on a minute. $66,000 from the Party of Virginia. Dominion Energy, $46,000. The bankers are $42,000. $39,000 from Anthem. The Republican National Committee, $25,000. APCO, there we go again with APCO. The Dental Association, Capital One, Republican Caucus, Republican Party of Virginia, Abbott Laboratories. We might know about them. They are from when you had COVID. They were doing tests on the AT&T, Georgia Pacific. It keeps going on and on. All these sad whips of money just going to.
But once again, don't you think maybe what we should do is, like, if these big corporations like this can give so much money, and I'm not talking about the Republican Party, because I would expect the political party of that individual to donate
BB&T.
Well, but don't you
Bank of America.
That maybe this should show you that we should open it up so more people, individuals at their home, can honestly just give us? Because like with this,
Pfizer, Anheuser-Busch.
I mean, don't you think? So, is that what you're trying to point out here? What are you?
Yeah, because here's another one. So I pull the next one up, which is who he's running against. Okay, and that's where it gets sad because I would consider this man a liberty Republican, very strong, not minded towards a lot of libertarian values. He's a Republican, but still, is he Knight? You take a look. He's a Republican. Look at his thing. These are all individual donors. Do you see AEP giving him money or any of those businesses? No, Yummy Potato, which is his personal business that he's involved with, is given the highest amount of money, and the rest are individual donations. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion, for anybody. And then, of course, we go to the last one here. My good old opponent, Harry Austin. And as you can see, tons of money there. Yeah, he's spending some of his own money. The Republican Party's giving him a good amount of money. Kirk Cox is giving him money, which is the owner of the Speaker of the House for a while. Dominion Energy, here we go again with that. And Adams Construction, Roanoke County, $8,500 from the Botetourt County Republicans. Pretty interesting they had that much money.
Well, it's good that they can raise that amount.
Yeah, so these are like high-end companies in the area, and all they're doing is raising money. So you can see back all the way to 2013 what kind of contributions he was eating in. The lowest being 2016, which he didn't run. So you look at the years he ran. The first year he ran because Lacey Putney jumped out. He had to raise $123,000. 2015, $51,000, $40,000, raised $78,000
when I started. Once again, what exactly would you want? You're the delegate now. What's your goal? What are you trying to do? I see no reason to shame any individual for making high donations. I don't even care about companies making donations.
Special interest.
Whoa. I find it really awkward that Dominion Energy gets their pipeline shut down. I believe they're the ones with the pipeline. And then they donate to the Democrats and the Republicans. They are hedging their bet, which is understandable. I get what they're doing. But this is where I find it. But I don't like that the government gives all these big corporations these subsidies because that's what they're paying for. But
I don't care
who is giving the money. I don't care if it's an individual, if they want to support a whole campaign for someone.
My hands are clean. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think this much. Money shouldn't be given to people for the ability for them to do things for a company. Like, they're giving Dominion. Obviously, Dominion Power is given money because they're going to do something with it.
No, they want it. They're trying to get Dominion is using that money to get power and get the pipeline pushed through on eminent domain and things like that. So my question to you once again, and I'll let you speak again. What is your plan? What's the goal? If you were to delegate now, what are you going to do? Are you going to put up some type?
Well, I want to try to make a law that these big companies can't be taking money for special interest. It's wrong. It's sick. There's no reason for it. It drives me nuts. And of course,
So you're going to propose a law that special interest cannot make a donation. Is that what you're saying?
I don't want special interest making a damn donation to anybody because it's just not right to pay for play is what it is. Is really what it is.
Okay.
And it's
not. So could the AEP CEO?
Those suckers want to raise money on us again for electric.
No. Okay. So, would you be cool with them? With the CEO of AEP?
Cool with them. I mean, I'll talk with them, but I'm not going to pass no bill if it's not going to be good for the taxpayer. And then you look at this. This is me. I mean, there's absolutely no payments of special interest money here. These are all people, single donation people. My expenditures, obviously, I stay within a budget, and I do what I'm supposed to do. So that shows you one thing different than the other people. They don't stay within a budget. They can't budget a damn thing correctly to save their life. And we walk around with this big problem with money, problems in the state. It's because they can't budget shit correctly. And it's awful to see that, like, our dollar going down the tubes. But it's also awful to see some of these bigger banks giving in to them too. I mean, what's the point? Why are you're banking on them helping you out with something where it should go in front of the whole crew? And if you don't take special interest money, you're not bound to nobody. You're bound to the taxpayer and bound to the constituent to help them out. For too long, we've had people with not doing that, and that's where we have a problem. It's pay to play.
But if you say I will not be allowing eminent domain,
Oh
so
yeah,
Dominion Energy, you want to run your and we'll just pretend that Dominion is, I believe, right. Are they the ones that run the pipeline, or is it someone else? Well,
oh
whoever
yeah.
the company, we'll just say company X. They want to run the pipeline. They want to give you $25,000. You're going to say, I will never allow you to. I'm going to push bills that's going to not allow you to run your pipeline unless with use of eminent domain.
Exactly. The problem is there's only one
So
type of legal. What
turn,
the only one?
take the money, and then if they want it, they know what you're going to do.
Yeah. Here's the thing: you only take money from people if they're not going to put something on the head for it. But all these are, I guarantee you, all these companies have something in return for it.
More than likely, I would say.
And here's the other thing: there's only one type of eminent domain that's acceptable, and that's emergency eminent domain, where you have fire trucks needing to take over a yard or take their water out of the swimming pool to help somebody else's fire, but they have to put it back. See, there's just rules and regulations you have to follow. And the eminent domain we see is forced taking over of people's properties, where in an emergency you have that right, the fire service has that right, EMS, to take part of your yard and use it, or your pool or whatnot, to help keep you safe. Mm-hmm. And that's the only eminent domain that's fair. Because if it was your neighbor's house, they want you to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree.
That's the only eminent domain. That's when some company wants, or pipelines want to come through and take your property. No, right. That's just it's not right. There's no say to why you want to do that. And there's some people that want to make the money off of, hey, I'll pay. Yeah, pay me. I'll give you my land. But land is freedom. So,
but that I have no issue if someone says, I'll take X amount of dollars for that. You want to run a pipeline, you're more than welcome to, but it's going to be X amount of cost. They sell it, that's their business.
But it should be nobody's right the government's right to come in and tell you have to give up your land. Now, that land is not yours anymore.
Right. Now,
that's my point, and that's what goes on so much with road projects and pipelines. Is it's forced eminent domain. They force you, they beat you into submission to take your property, and it's not right to take anybody's property. You have, like I said, do anything you want with your body, as long as you hurt no one else or don't steal the property. And eminent domain is stealing property.
Right.
And should we have a gas pipeline? Should there be more? Should there be more information on it? What kind of damage could happen if it ruptures? They want you to believe that this is going to create jobs and this is all good. But one mistake can environmentally destroy a whole area, which will then take the price of your home and drop it to jack crap. Do you see the issue you have there?
No, I see.
If you run a pipeline, you have the chance of, first of all, getting hurt if it explodes. If it's fuel and if it leaks in the waters, you have problems there. Mm-hmm. Or land. And then your house, the market on your house, you might be assessed at $200,000. Now your house is going to be worth $2 because you had a massive spill on your property because they forcibly took your right to have that property and took over it, and now your property's been affected and they don't pay.
Right. But now, if you want to get into the debate on if pipelines are good or bad, I would want to do more research because there's a lot of things that environmentalists pretend to care about the environment, and the pipeline would be cleaner to transport the stuff, but they're saying, hey, go use these pickup trucks. Hey,
and then I ask you this question.
That's what these hillbillies are doing now with the gas shortage of using pickup trucks. But
Colonial Pipeline was shut down by Russians.
What?
Which is the cause of Joe Biden pissing Russia off.
Let's get back over there. We don't need to keep jumping into that, because honestly, I don't know if it was just Joe Biden making them mad that made them shut it down. But I was just going to say, if environmentalists were truly concerned about the environment, they would look at everything. And right now, one of the cleanest sources of power is nuclear, yet we're not allowed to even discuss it.
Nope.
And
Here's the other thing.
see, as long as we're digging and destroying land, getting the lithium out of there for our
what did you see when
powered car, that's all that matters. Is because see, it's not in our backyard. We can go dump things over in Africa because we don't have to see it. If they really cared, let's put everything on the table. But people don't want to put everything on the table.
Here's another thing: when we were locked down and they had those, I don't want to talk about it because it's a political bullcrap on that too. But when they locked people down, where it was the virus was spreading rapidly, and they tell you, hey, you want to stay home as much as you can. Look at the environmental impacts there. You had some of the cleanest air quality during that time than you've ever seen. Why? Because people weren't going out and driving their cars as much. They're not using trains as much. It's just everything slowed down and everything. The environment was cleaner, but you can't shut down an economy to, you know what I'm saying? You have to have a fine medium.
And I don't think people really want to have a fine medium because it's easier to control us when they don't tell us all the information. So
I agree.
We just keep fighting one another. You dislike that individual because of their class, their race, their sexuality, and that's why I dislike that individual. You don't dislike them because they're just a pile of trash. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
and you know what? And I'm not calling. I know I've went during my time in the service when I went to Italy, France, Turkey, Suda Bay, wherever I went. I've talked to all the individuals there, and all of us wanted the same thing. That's to live happy lives, just have a good time before this ride on this planet ends. And but because of government, we're constantly at war, and that's what we've got to fight: is the state, and God is not the state.
Correct.
They've convinced us. They've convinced a lot of people that your God is the state and kneel before the state, but don't ever do that. So I think we're at almost at the 30-minute mark, Dean.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to say?
I just dropped if you want to pull up that, I just dropped what my Facebook page looks like, so you can see what it looks like if you go to like it. And I'll drop one more thing on you, and it'll be facebook.com Davison for delegate is the actual Facebook. Davison, DAVISON delegate is actually facebook.com Davison for delegate, all one word, is actually where you get to my actual Facebook page. And we will cut that out and add share screen for the next thing, which is my website. DavisonForDelegate.com. DAVISON number 4 delegate.com, as it says up there. And you could just access a whole lot of things just by going through about me, find out more about me, my platform here, a little bit about me, where I come from, and where I've been, and you can donate on this page also. And of course, one of our past presidential candidates, Ken Armstrong, endorsed me. You just click this little Facebook page, and you can see that endorsement. So this is my page, so you can go to, and the more the better. And look about what's different in between me and your delegate that you currently have in, or people that are running. It's just awful. Too much money is spent in these campaigns, and if it was just on being principled, and you didn't put a L, a R, D, a C, or whatever next to your name, and it was all in principle, even though you work with a political party, if it was all in principle, elections would be a lot better, but it isn't. It's all about money, and that's the sad part about it.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. So thank you for joining us. Remember, go buy your Dogecoin because it's going to $1 because Elon Musk said so. Subscribe to this channel right there. Hit the notification bell. And what do they do after that?
Smash the like, share it, and like you said, Elon Musk said get that Dogecoin, and that's the bottom line because we said so.
We didn't say so. Elon Musk says so.
But if you want to
Have
try
a good
crypto,
night, everybody.
if you want to try crypto, that's the way to go.
Absolutely. Good night.